I've seen quite a few questions online, people wanting to start a mealworm farm, asking what you need to get started, what the maintenance is, how do you keep the different stages of development separate, how do you separate different sizes of mealworms. Well, here's my system. It's a 10-drawer setup. It's like a little file cabinet. On top I have a little bucket with all my pupae. They're just sitting in some chicken feed. I spritz them down with just a light spritz of water once a day. My top drawer has all my beetles, quite a few of them. The drawer under it has some big mealworms waiting to pupate, and as soon as they do, I pick them out and we'll put them in here in the top bucket. The drawer under that has mealworms, growing, eating, waiting to be fed to my chickens. Under that one, some smaller mealworms, smaller even still, and then even smaller, and the smallest, I don't know if you can see any of them. Very hard to see. These are maybe about a couple of weeks old. Two drawers under that have eggs waiting to hatch and develop. And then the bottom drawer has my old beetles. So in January, I took my top drawer of my beetles and I put it to the bottom because I don't want to feed them to my chickens. I want them to die humanely. And in about another month or so, it's now April already, they will most likely all be dead, and then I can feed them to my chickens. So how do you get the eggs and separate them from the beetles? It's not that complicated. You take your drawer, you have a bucket with one of these sifters. I bought them off of Amazon. They're just like gold mining cans. You dump the substrate with the beetles in the sifter. And all this stuff that is stuck on the bottom, don't mess with it because all of these are eggs. I'm gonna give this a quick little shake. I have my beetles and I have an empty drawer, so I'm going to pour my beetles in the empty drawer. And my beetle drawer will go back up on top. I will add another scoop of chicken feed in there, and these are the leaves of a potato plant. When I have a potato that shoots up, I put it in the ground, and then they actually eat all the leaves of edible fruit trees or veggie plants. So you don't really have to give them like the apple slices, the potatoes. You can actually give them the leafage off the trees where you got your fruits or vegetables from. So in the bottom of my bucket is the substrate that fell through the sifter, and I am pouring it on top of the drawer with the eggs. Make sure it all comes out. And so this will be the drawer at the bottom of my system with the eggs waiting to develop. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's not a lot of maintenance. It doesn't take a lot of work. You just have to feed them. Like I said, I feed them with the leaves off my potato plant or off my, artichoke plant. Artichokes grow like weeds, and the leaves are very nice and very big. And so you have a lot of food for your mealworms just from the leafage of the stuff that you plant. Now let's talk about sifting out frass. So frass is mealworm poop. It's the black stuff you see at the bottom of your system. And if you have a big system and the frass builds up, you're gonna need a sift with smaller holes in it. And you just pour it on there, give it a shake, and what you'll be left with is just your mealworms and no frass. And you say, well, why do I want to sift out that frass? I'm not too bothered by it. Sometimes your farm can have some visitors. If you use cornmeal or any other sort of grain, you can have some grain mites in there. Grain mites can take over your system, and they're quite a pest to get rid of. So if you sift your mealworms and get rid of the frass, you're also getting rid of some of those the mites, and so you're preventing a bigger problem down the road. This really fine sand is frass. It's just primarily mealworm poop. It's a good fertilizer. You can use it as a soil amendment around your tree roots, or throw it in your chicken run so they have something to scratch in and dig around in, or you can just toss it. Or what other people like to do also is just keep this around for about a month, then give it another sift to make sure that there was not too many eggs or too many baby mealworms sifted out inadvertently. The last thing I will talk about is sifting out different sizes of mealworms. This is a drawer that's about ready to feed my chickens. Not quite, they have to grow a little bit. But there's also smaller mealworms in there that will take quite a bit longer to grow. So I will put that into a sift with a bigger grid, and I will just set this somewhere safe, away from birds or any predators, and I will just let the little ones fall through the grid, while the bigger ones will stay on top, and then these will be the first ones to be fed to my chickens. Or I'll put a handful in my pupa drawer where I allow them to grow and develop into pupa. I hope this video helps. If you have any questions, leave me a comment or questions. Best of luck.